Good morning, sociology students. Today we are going to take a look at collective behavior. Those of you that have your textbook, feel free to tune in to pages 607 to 611 during this lecture, before and or after. Collective behavior, mass behavior, kind of interchangeable words here in sociology. We'll define it as individuals respond separately to common stimulus in the same way. I'll read that one more time. Individuals respond separately to a common stimulus the same way. We're going to look at 5 types of mass behavior: rumor, fashion, fad, panic, and mass hysteria. Our assignment today will be about fashion, fads, and trends. So first off, looking at mass behavior, looking at rumors. Information that's transmitted informally, that's usually from an anonymous source. A great example of a famous rumor would be that Paul is dead. Those of you that are Beatles fans, Paul McCartney dead, the great hoax. That was the rumor that was started, was that Paul McCartney died. There was a replacement. There was all these signs. Beatles fans dove into playing songs backwards. There's certain messaging, maybe in the album covers, different artwork, and that's how rumors start. So, like I said, to define it, it's information transmitted very informally, and it's usually from an anonymous source. Rumors go around like crazy nowadays with social media, right? Like rumors like Kim Kardashian gets insurance on her butt, right? And then that like takes off on Twitter, and that's how rumors begin. That can be sports, it can be Hollywood, it can be in your own school, in your own state, country, and they spread like wildfire. So first example of mass behavior. All right, then we have fad. I think we skipped fashion here. All right, fashion. Okay. Fashion is accepted and expected styles of appearance and behavior. Accepted and expected styles of appearance and behavior. Example could be Air Jordan, could be Converse shoes, plaid flannel shirts. Maybe it's yoga pants like Lululemon. Maybe it's that 90s style, high-rise jeans. It is accepted and expected styles of appearance and behavior. All right, fashion. We'll talk more about fashion as the day goes on. The next thing we'll talk about is fads. A fad is enthusiastically followed by large amounts of people for a short term. So, enthusiastically followed by large amounts of people for a short term. And it depends on the decade that you're in most of the time, right? For example, hula hooping in the 50s, tie-dye in the 60s, followed by large amounts of people, but just for a short amount of time. Streaking in the 70s, video arcades in the 80s. Pokemon Go was really prevalent for just a short amount of time, but tons and tons of people followed it and participated in Pokemon Go. Snapchat. When I was in high school, Snapchat was huge, and then it completely went away, and then it sort of got revived. But at the time, Snapchat was even just considered a fad, right? So, enthusiastically followed by large amounts of people for a short term. All right, mass hysteria. Skip panic. Sorry, my computer is still the worst. Panic, uncoordinated and irrational response to an immediate threat. Okay, so the threat is real, but it's usually a very irrational response. So, an example, stock market crash of 1929. The threat was real, but people panicked, took all their money out of the banks. That caused even more of the issues. Y2K, all right, so that was the start of the year 2000. People feared that in 1999, that once we hit 2000, when all the panic, when all of the computers would go to zero and databases, everything would shut down, right? Like this Time magazine, will computers melt down? Will society? A guide to the millennium madness. Okay? There was a lot of panic surrounding anthrax, SARS, H1N1, the Ebola virus, and it's just an uncoordinated and irrational response to a threat that is real. All right. Then we have mass hysteria. Mass hysteria is widespread contagious anxiety caused by unfounded belief. I love this cartoon down here. They're laying on the beach right next to the ocean, right? Just for today, maybe you should change your ringtone to something other than the theme from Jaws, right? Because one person says shark, even though it's like a kid swimming in the water, then everybody freaks out on the beach, evacuates, tells the lifeguards, mass hysteria. A great example would be the War of the Worlds radio broadcast from the Halloween in 1938. So people would sit around their radio, they would listen to these stories. This particular story was about a gas raid from Mars. The storyteller over the radio was so convincing that the radio listeners were in panic. They took the war drama as fact. People were fleeing their homes, packing up suitcases to escape the gas raid from Mars. Phone calls were swamping the police station, all because households were listening to this radio broadcast. One household thinks it's real, and they all panic and flee their homes. All right? Mass hysteria. So, those are the 5 examples that we will talk about, the 5 types of collective behavior. We have mass hysteria, we have panic, we have fad, we have fashion, and rumor. Okay, there are additional links on all of these slides for those who would like some more information. That's what I have for you for sociology today. Other than that, I hope you have a great day.